Hi, I'd like to welcome you guys to Reputation Management. This is Crowds Love Me. It's a software that we have, and I'd like to give you guys a walkthrough. We are in a demo account right now, just sort of show you what we're looking at. Right now we're looking at the dashboard. This is after you've actually logged into the account. Once you get in here, once you get into the actual dashboard here, you have a few things that you're looking at. So we have a welcome, if you need some quick steps of what to go through. So we got, get started, you got monitoring, you got collect, and you got amplify. And we're going to be going through each one of these. It's going to take about 10-15 minutes to go through all this. I will try to make this brief, but I also want to touch everything. Next thing what you're looking at here is just to the right, we're looking at account overview. This is going to give you an overview of your public reviews. And so there's two sides to it. We have a public review and then we have a private review. The public review comes from what it's reading online. So your Facebook, Google, your LinkedIn, Yelp, any of those accounts, it's reading it in. The private review is coming from when it actually goes through the system and it gets to show you that, hey, we've sent out, let's say 200 private reviews. We've had, 150 that actually did the review. So in the private review, we have 150. Even though in public review, it's still going to show the 150 that we've added on top of the public reviews that we already had. So just to clarify what that is, so we have public and we have private. And then going through here, so you'll start seeing where it says, so you got public reviews, which is right here. It'll sort of give you an idea of what it looks like, where it came from. And then we have a local summary, sort of gives you a quick glimpse of what it looks like. Again, the public review average. And then we got into private review. So now we got a private review feedback average. And then we have review site summary. And then we also have a public star average. And then we also have the word cloud, which most people know. And then we have a campaign funnel. And this all can be customized if you wanted certain things on the home screen. Or I should say dashboard. Moving on, we're going to go into monitoring. This is going to get into more of the forms and the data that we're looking at right now. It's going to break it down a little bit more. So we have an overview where we could do an account overview. We could do all the charts. We can do a comparison. We can do an SEO impact. We could do trends. There's a lot of things that we can do in there. I'm just going to go to account overview really quick so you can sort of see what that looks like. So we have an account overview. What we're looking at here, so we have public review sites that it's going to show us here, and it just gives us star rating and essentially where they're coming from, what they are, and things like that. And then we also have, so I'll show you the SEO impact. So what this does is in the settings you're able to add in keywords and then also competitors and things like that, and it also helps you figure out, are you hitting the right keywords, helping out with your SEO. It's not an SEO full tool, but it helps in figuring out if you're on the right track. Moving on to review sites. If we go to listing here, now what you're looking at here is this is all the review sites. And what you're seeing here is, so it tells you that, hey, we have a Facebook account, it's coming from here. We got a Google account, it's coming from here. Here's the phone number, here's the address, and here's the website. Because it's a demo account, that's the reason why we're having it highlighted here. And normally it will not be highlighted. The only time it's highlighted is if it's incorrect. So see how there's two different names here? One would be highlighted if the rest were the same. So it lets you know that you need to correct something on there that's saying that we're reading an incorrect information, because it should be across the board exactly the same. Going into, let's go into list detail. So this is sort of similar to what we were looking at before when we were into the overall. And then if we go into the site over time, so that one actually shows you over a time period of where you're going and how everything's working. So we could see we got 114 on May 30, 19, 114, 74, and 74 there. So now let's go into just public review. So now we are in review sites. So now we can go into public review. So this is, again, we were talking about the difference between public reviews and private reviews. Public reviews, essentially, now you're able to see what actually someone wrote, where it came from. You could even share it. So let's say we wanted to share this one on Facebook. We wanted to share it on Twitter, LinkedIn. We wanted to share it on Google Maps. Now, the really cool part is if you do have Hootsuite, we can share it on Hootsuite and then share it to whatever you have hooked up to Hootsuite. That's the really cool part about that. Again, these are a lot of just different charts and things like that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on these. I just want to give an overview. So then we have a private feedback, which, again, this is a demo account, so we don't have anything in here. But what you would have in here is if we actually sent something out that we're going to be covering next, that would be in there. And then we have location performance. So let's say if we have multiple locations, we can actually have the location set up in here, so you can have multiple locations set in here, and we can justify which one's going. So going into collect, this is where I was talking about the private feedback or private reviews, where we can actually set up a campaign and the campaign status here. So you're able to see in the progress. So when we send something out, you'd be able to see what the process is and what it's going through at this point. And we can do a single invite right here, where we can essentially do it through email or SMS. We can also do a multi, so where we can actually upload a list into here, and it comes with a CVS file, of course, or an Excel file that you can upload in there and justify. Now, going into the review flow. So it actually gives you an overview of what the review flow is going to look like. So we've done with studies saying that the thumbs up, thumbs down, a yes or no answer, did you have a good experience or a bad experience, is always the easiest way. It's better than getting a 5-star rating, just because you never know if someone says, okay, well, I have, this place was great, but I never give 5 stars, just because if you had 5 stars, you're the best, you might as well close down at that point. So we cut any kind of question out of it. Did you have a good experience or a bad experience? So this is all clickable. If we click, we had a good experience. So you can see we essentially populate here. We move into this one. This is where they're going to go next. Now they have options to click on Google, Facebook. It could be LinkedIn here, whichever site you have hooked up. Let's say they missed it and they didn't get it. So we actually have a follow-up, which would be this guy. And then we have another follow-up, which is right here if they missed it also. Now let's just say someone had a bad experience. Someone's like, you know what? I didn't have a good experience. Something happened, or I'm not happy with it. We can essentially click the thumbs down. Now we're able to hear where we can say click more or learn more here. And then what this will do is it'll pop up a feedback form. So we're able to stop the process at that point of not letting it get any further, and it's not going to the Google or Facebook or things like that. We help out in that sense of helping them that way. And then going down here where you got tools, where you got feedback buttons. So if you wanted to add a button somewhere, if you had a landing page or if you had a tablet or something like that, you could add it on there. You could do feedback on the actual website, so you can add a form to the website. You could do feedback on Facebook. You could do a review card. So if you were sending out something in the mail, you could actually do this. You can make your own. We have one already made up, nice and easy that way. These are customized fields. So this is the form that we were looking at. We can customize the form as much as we would like to. And then, of course, the old QR code that everyone uses once in a while. It's starting to get out a little out of date, but it's still there. Amplify. This is where we actually we got email contacts. Again, this is a demo account. Social sharing. So this is where we have the public reviews and the private reviews. So we were talking about this on the before when we were in collect or in monitoring. Sorry, when we actually could share between these locations. And then we also have a testimonial widget where we can add the widget to the actual website itself. And the widget would populate over here, and we're able to make one. So we can create a new widget. Essentially, we can call it whatever we would like, and it will populate over here on the right hand side. So we could do single, we could dual, we could do multi-feed, things like that. And then we have also, so here under the widget, we could do approval public and approval private. What this means is if you only want certain ones to show up on the widget, you would go in here and approve the ones that you want to actually show in your widget. And then within settings, you're able to show more, where if you wanted to show just the first name, last initial, however you want to, maybe no name, anything above a certain star rating, things like that. And then also you have a manual approval for all public reviews at that point. Let's say you have people working for you, and you need people to answer things that are, maybe there's a bad review, or there's a review that you want to make sure you answer every single review, so you want to send it to a certain person that answers it. You could set up a workflow that sends it automatically to them, so that they know what to do and how to do it. So essentially we can go into the workflow and we can assign different assignments to certain people through email or text messaging that way. So it's very cool. It's a nice little prop right there. Then also in the settings, essentially this is just going through the company alerts, reports. You can have certain reports. You can make any report. The one thing about reports, I'm going to show you this really quick. Anywhere that you see a green little pin here, that you can add to a report. So if I click on this green pin, I can add it to a daily report, weekly report, monthly report, add it to the dashboard. So anywhere that you see a green pin, you can add it to any of those places. Getting back to the settings, so going through here, we could do filters, we could do location by groups, we could do alerts, report preview, and then also, like I was saying, the social media, we could add social media in here. This is more for the review flow down at the bottom if you wanted them to share it on their own. And then also we have a how-to. So essentially we have videos and how to connect it if you're doing this on your own. So if you guys want to learn more about this system and you want to get in more depth about your company and how we can help you and use our system, definitely reach out to us. You can follow up on LinkedIn, or you can actually just email us. My email will be on here at the end, and our website. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.